Hello. Before we get started, I'm going to let everyone know the format of this is a watch along format. So you need to go to Peacock, go to WWE, go to Territories, go to World Class Championship Wrestling, and you are going to want to be season 2, episode 37.
Welcome to the Ram Network, where the fun never takes a rest. Oh yeah! Sports, pop culture, wrestling too. We got it all with the very best.
Hello and welcome to World Class Flashback. I am your co-host, Timmy C, joined with the man that knows literally everything about World Class Championship Wrestling, Pondwater Dave. How's it going, man?
Pretty good, Tim. How are you, brother?
Man, living the dream. Had a great weekend. Still trying to recover.
Yeah, I'm on vacation this week, so day one I've mowed my acreage, and then tomorrow I'm gonna have a root canal. So I'm vacationing correct.
That is not a vacation I want to go on.
Yeah.
So we are going to be covering September 24th, 1983. That is the air date. What date did this actually occur on?
I'm pinpointing it to be around the.
It's either 8 or 15 days before.
I'm getting
16th or the 9th.
It may be the 9th because one of the matches. Well, wait a minute. I found it. It is the 9th.
Look at me.
Look at
I
you.
can do math.
The guy that you just introduced that knows everything about World Class knew nothing.
Well, I know math. I don't know anything about World Class.
But yeah,
I do know math.
Why everybody's getting on to Peacock and going to WWE, going to the Territories, going to World Class, and looking for season 2, episode 37. Let me catch y'all up that after the 9th, prior to the 9th, what got us here from our last episode, they went to San Antonio the Sunday after our last episode. In San Antonio, Chris Adams defeated Mr. Ebony. Jose Lothario defeated El Gran Marcus. We're getting Jose Lothario back in the territory. We're going to pretty much have him through Christmas. Mil Mascaras was there, and he beat Buddy Roberts. So yeah, I wonder if Mil just liked to work Buddy Roberts, because that's who he worked at AWA Supercard in '85.
Little known fact: El Gran Marcus would go on to become Marcus Alexander Bagwell, eventually Buff Bagwell. And he was Rookie of the Year from 1983 till 2012.
Oh, goodness. Kamala defeated the Super Destroyer. Look at there. We have a Super Destroyer in the territory, Tim.
That would be Bill Eadie?
No, that would be Wild Bill Irwin.
Ah.
David Von Erich defeated the Mongol. Kevin Von Erich challenged Jimmy Garvin for the American Heavyweight Championship and won, but by DQ, so Jimmy kept the belt. And then in a lumberjack match, Kerry Von Erich defeated Michael Hayes. I'm going to say that in San Antonio, they probably were at the Hemisphere Arena. Then they came back to Will Rogers Coliseum the next night to tape Saturday Night Wrestling, where Chris Adams defeated Hollywood John Tatum. John Tatum making an appearance in World Class in 1983. Buddy Roberts defeated Johnny Mantell. Kerry Von Erich defeats Jimmy Garvin. David Von Erich defeats Michael Hayes. Chris Adams, David Von Erich, and Iceman King Parsons defeat Kamala, Michael Hayes, and the Mongol in the main event, which would not have been on television. Then they're going to move on down the road a few days later to the Abrams Fitness Center in Fort Hood, Texas.
The what?
Abrams Fitness Center.
Wrestling in a gym?
Probably in the military, at the military gym. Oh, they used to wrestle in high school gyms.
Good Lord.
So yeah, this is probably in a gym on the base in Fort Hood, Texas. Johnny Mantell defeated versus the Mongol was a no contest. Iceman King Parsons defeats Buddy Roberts by countout. Chris Adams defeats Jimmy Garvin by disqualification, but Kerry Von Erich defeats Michael Hayes. Now they're going to do the Sportatorium on the non-televised week, where Buddy Roberts and Johnny Mantell go to a 15-minute time limit draw. The Mongol defeats John Tatum. Iceman over Mr. Ebony by DQ. Andre the Giant's in and beats Kamala by disqualification. Chris Adams and David Von Erich beat Jimmy Garvin and Michael Hayes. We talked about the Labor Day Star Wars on the last episode, but I'll go ahead and recap it since this happened. This happened on the Monday before this event. Chris Adams defeated Mr. Ebony. That would have been on the television title match. Iceman King Parsons defeated Buddy Roberts. In a lumberjack match, Bruiser Brody defeats Kamala by disqualification. Kerry Von Erich defeats Michael Hayes. Oh, we watched this. That's why it seemed familiar. The American Heavyweight Championship, Kevin Von Erich defeats Jimmy Garvin by DQ. And the Texas Heavyweight title, best 2 out of 3 falls, David Von Erich beats Terry Gordy. And the Fabulous Freebirds retain the 6-man title against the Von Erichs, David, Kerry, and Kevin. We watched that Labor Day Star Wars. This is why.
Yes, of course.
That's why it was all seeming familiar to me. And that brings us to the Sportatorium. And hopefully by now you have found your way over to Peacock.
You have pulled your Peacock out. You are going to go to WWE. You're going to go to the territory section. You are going to go to World Class Championship Wrestling. And then you are going to go to, as it says, Season 2, Episode 37. And get it lined up.
Darren Staley, I posted this because we're doing this as a this is a free view. This is showing everybody what we got going on over at the Ram Network. The Ram Network, patreon.com/the Ram Network. For $1 a month, you get a lot of fun shows, much like the one we're fixing to have tonight, World Class Flashback.
Correct.
Darren got the email 2 minutes ago because I was like, shit, I ought to post this on the Ram Network since that's what it's for.
All right. So without further
like Ronnie
ado,
Millsap there.
Correct. Just like me. Let's get into it. We are going to hit play in 3.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Pondwater. Come on now.
I was talking.
3, 2.
Hold up.
All right. So everyone, just like Pondwater, pull up Peacock.
It kicked me out. It timed out on me.
What's up, Coach?
I mean, I watched it earlier. I could probably fake it.
Well, that's what Tep said.
Countdown.
So we're now giving everyone a chance. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Presented in the most complete form possible due to original production technical difficulties.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin Von Erich, for sticking it in an oven. We have the newer World Class Championship opening here, which if you watch us from the beginning on this, they had a much different opening.
I like the new opening.
This is the opening I remember from when I used to watch it on ESPN. The episode, Darren Staley, is Season 2, Episode 37.
All right, Bill Mercer's welcoming us in. He's not down at the ring this time. He's up at his podium. I mean, at the desk.
His sex palace, those green walls. And he's laying the card out for us now. We got the Von Erich brothers against, who do you say, the Mongol and
Mr. Ebony
of Devastation Incorporated.
Apparently, Devastation has done something to David, and they want a little revenge. Instead, the Mongol attacked David after a match.
Chris Adams and Buddy Roberts to lead the show off. My guess is a 10-minute draw. Because that's how we roll.
Give me where you're at on time.
Time cue for everyone out there is 1:58, 1:59, 2 minutes. Darren Staley is correct. In 1983, he was 9, Dave was 47.
Buddy Roberts still got that headgear going.
I wonder what his hair looks like under there.
You know, Buddy Roberts was born in Vancouver.
That makes sense. He looks Canadian.
He was born in Vancouver, and he was brought into the business by, he was trained by Ivan Koloff.
Did you know Chris Adams was actually born in Oklahoma? he faked that voice his entire life.
Fun fact about Chris Adams: he was a legit British judo champion. He was
After he's born in Oklahoma.
He was very accomplished in judo, very accomplished, and that's why he's worked it. It really influenced his style of wrestling.
Well, and as we've heard Bruce Pritchard talk about, he's also very effective in the trailer parks.
Yes. Later, he's going to become a trainer. He trained Stone Cold Steve Austin, so there's a little something.
Darren Staley asked for a timestamp. We were at 3:30, 3:31, 3:32.
After when Global was going on, they saw Chris Adams and they were going to give him a WWE. They is who they are. WWE was going to give him a tryout, but when they did a little background research on him and saw all of his legal troubles, he was not afforded that opportunity.
Yeah, because we all know back then WWE wasn't interested in anyone that had any sort of record.
Well, I'm thinking that Bruce probably tried to get him to bring him in, and they thought about it and thought better.
Yeah, WWE very adverse to bad personalities in the early to mid 80s.
When Buddy Roberts started, they brought him in as Del Valentine, as a kayfabe brother for Johnny Valentine.
Serendipity. Remember the storyline when Chris Adams was blind?
I do, because
just like Ronnie Millsap.
Yeah, because he came on television and said, "Gino Hernandez, I'm going to kill you," and then Gino Hernandez died, and people were calling the police saying that Chris Adams threatened to kill him.
I mean, probably not the best look. That could be why WWF didn't bring him in.
Spoke that shit to his guess. I read a story that Chris Adams actually overdosed in a hotel partying with Gino, but they were able to revive him.
They like to live hard back then.
I read that today. It's the first time I'd heard that story. I'd heard a lot of stories about Chris.
And of course, we have your favorite ref here.
I met him in the parking lot of Reunion Arena. I had dipped out. The girl that I took to see Cyndi Lauper got hit with a beer. Somebody threw a beer out of the balcony.
The girl you took to see Cyndi Lauper
got hit by a beer.
Why were you Cyndi Lauper? I can't picture you. Was George Strait opening for her?
Hey, here's the thing: is that I wasn't allowed to go to rock concerts, and I turned 18, and I was kind of like,
"You're like, I'm gonna be a badass. I don't want to go to Metallica. Take me to Cyndi Lauper."
Cyndi Lauper was like the first concert that came up, and I was on I'm 18 now. Screw y'all. I'll do whatever the hell I want to tour. Like my dad told me, I said something about a motorcycle. My dad said, "You're not getting a motorcycle." Fuck you. I went and bought a motorcycle. The only reason I bought my first motorcycle was because my dad told me I couldn't. And I was 18 years old with the job, and I was going to show him how big a boy I was.
How'd that work out, by the way?
It didn't suck. I rode one.
Still a motorcycle enthusiast?
It's funny. I sold mine. I was having a lot of close calls. and I sold it. And then I had intended when I moved here, when I got my love shares, that was gonna be one of my purchases. Was going to buy me another motorcycle, and Tip talked me out of it.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Yeah.
The other way may have been, hey, you're not getting a damn motorcycle. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't feel like showing her how big a boy I am and going and getting one. But anyway, Chris Adams, he dipped out of the concert. Him and his wife or girlfriend, they dipped out early too, and he had just turned on Kevin, so it just spoke to him in the parking lot.
I wonder, I could picture, them having lots of issues when they would go out in public after something like that.
I told him I thought he was right.
Just so he'd talk to you.
He really didn't talk to me. It was just casual speaking, an acknowledgement. He was very nice. Darren Staley just sent me a picture of the doctor checking Chris Adams' eyes behind the scenes. It was in a wrestling magazine.
That's funny.
I love that Darren Staley had that pretty accurate. I mean, pretty handy that he could do that.
Well, his first concert he went to was Ronnie Millsap. So
I've seen Ronnie Millsap twice. First time was awesome. Second time, not so much.
Hey, guess what? He didn't see you.
That's fact. Oh crap!
Apparently, JBL is calling Pondwater.
It wasn't JBL, but it was a wrestler. It was Pharaoh Funk.
Well, he's probably gonna be pissed off when he find out you made his ringtone JBL's song.
Everybody's ringtone is JBL except for Tips. I take that back. Tips is Kenny Rogers' All My Life. And then my daughter's is a custom one that says, Brittany's calling you, wants to see what you're up to. And then Jay-Z calls me, and it's JD and Turk from Scrubs singing Guy Love.
Y'all ain't right.
But Pharaoh Funk received his new belt from Big Time Belts today. Completely custom. And when I say that he's going to have the nicest belt on the independent circuit, I cannot wait until I got the green light to show this belt on. I can't wait to I have the green light to show the belt on the pods, because it's incredible. It was an AI rendered belt, and we converted. I mean, we used it as the base of the artwork and stack plates and relief pieces. It is CNC. It's a masterpiece, man. He did copper plating on it. I'm super excited to.
Sounds good.
It is. I mean, I told him you're going to have to book me so I can come down there and be the first ref to hold it up over my head.
I thought you might want to wrestle him, see if you could win it. Maybe not.
I should have had it shipped to my house so I could deliver it to him.
There you go. So time cue, we're at 11 minutes and 5, 6, 7 seconds.
Well, Buddy Roberts never seemed tall to me. Darren Staley says he honestly doesn't remember Chris Adams being so tall, but I think he's just tall in comparison to Buddy Roberts.
Yeah, because Buddy Roberts was a vanilla midget. So
anyway, they went to a 10-minute time limit draw.
Hey, look at me. There are some really old people in this crowd. How did you end up here?
You see that old man right there?
That's your uncle?
No. They had him on a video one time that he was yelling so hard that his dentures popped out.
Well, he's
But-
wearing 2 hats.
But he legitimately died at the wrestling matches. He had a heart attack at the wrestling matches, and that's where he went. And I can tell you that's how he wanted to go.
He's wearing 2 hats. He had a hat on top of another hat.
Well, he might have bought the hat at the concession stand that night.
Then you take a hat off. You don't just put it on top of the other
He
one.
probably didn't want to hold it. He was busy.
Mark Lawrence looking awful fine here in his Coco Samoan.
Coco Samoa. His gimmick is a wild man. He was what Watch used to love to put him in early in battle royals and put him in the battle royals to try to liven things up because of his wild man gimmick. He was born Steve Sally, Sali.
He doesn't look like a Steve or a Sally.
Just a journeyman wrestler.
Is he Samoan? He looks Samoan.
He is. Yeah, he's Samoan heritage. He's kayfabe cousin. He's not related to him, but he also wrestled as Samoan Joe. They just called him Coco.
All right, Darren Staley, what are we doing here? Watching an why would you get the Peacock with the ads? What are we doing? For psoriatic arthritis, which I'm sure Dave has. I guaranteed.
I don't know if it's psoriatic, but I take arthritis medicine daily.
What is that thing that Cyndi Lauper has now? Rosacea? No. She does the commercials now for
Hey, and don't
shingles
fuck with me about Cyndi Lauper at a rock concert. Cyndi Lauper is inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
They would induct a head of cabbage into that Hall of Fame. Come on now.
Chubby Checker's going in too, which surprises me because Chubby Checker had the biggest rock and roll hit of all time for a long time.
The Twist?
The Twist?
One hit wonder.
I don't know. Let's Twist Again was big.
You can't do a sequel and call it your second hit. So for Darren Staley.
Well, wait a minute. Darren Staley oh no, that was Pirates that said do it live.
Coming out of the ad break, we were at 14, 35, 36, 37.
A minute ago, I was watching JBL, and I switch over from this account to my Ref Super Dave account because if I wanted to comment, I didn't want to comment on the show, on the channel name. And I get commercials on YouTube on that channel. I pay for you. I got YouTube Premium on this one. Shout out to my granddaughter who got MVP for JV basketball, MVP for softball, offensive player of softball, MVP of girls track.
I saw MVP this weekend.
Is it true that everybody that worked their table had to wear suits?
Everyone that worked the Hurt Business's table wore suits.
That's so cool.
In case, well,
oh, Darren Staley. Imagine doing Ronnie Millsap doing Stranger in My House and then doing There's a Stranger in My House again. Come for the wrestling, stay for Darren Staley.
But our channel mate TJ Steppins and I worked the Squared Circle Expo this past weekend. Had a lovely time. Lots of alcohol was consumed by myself and TJ. We broke my son into the wrestling business. The TJI and my son worked X-Pac's table. Very nice man. Very nice man.
Dang, I should have got y'all to get me an autograph.
He's busier than a one-arm paper hanger.
See, I know X-Pac as the Lightning Kid.
He did have to sign a few as the Lightning Kid. Signed as the 1-2-3 Kid. Signed it. He signed as whatever they asked him to.
I worked with Bub. I had the opportunity to work with Buff Bagwell this weekend, and our ring announcer got a picture of him and had him sign it, Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
Nice.
I told him, I said, I remember you as the handsome stranger because I used to go to Sports Org. And we talked about it for a little bit. Also worked with Rodney Mack this weekend. Bayou Independent Wrestling was off the chain in Spring Hill, Louisiana.
Well, the first night we worked with Tom Latimer and Camille.
How were they?
They were fabulous. They loved TJ to death because TJ brought snacks. But they were absolutely great to all of us. It was,
See what I mean about her autograph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've met some pretty poop head wrestlers in my day. I didn't run into a bad one at all this weekend. Got to
she was great when I met her. She was giving me a hard time because I had Thunder Rosa on my NWA women's belt.
I figured she'd give you a hard time because she's taller than you.
I was getting her to sign to Pondwater, and she said, that's unfortunate. And then she signed. I mean, I could read that she signed it to Pondwater, but which she signed her autograph, I couldn't tell what it was.
But
Tom Latimer had his NWA belt with him.
He did.
Nice.
And we got to hook up with our buddy Josh Chernoff. He was ring announcing for the second night. I think we might have embarrassed him just a little bit. He actually got into the ring for the Rumble. They had like a Royal Rumble type event, and he got called into the ring, and we made
the announcer. He did the announcer getting called into the Rumble gimmick. Love that.
Didn't last very long.
I was supposed to do that in the Mississippi Rumble, but that promotion folded, and I did not get that opportunity. I was going to do the referee spot where they were going to play my music at ringside when I was at ringside, and I was going to take my shirt off and get in the ring.
Oh, please, no.
And then
none of that.
Like Camacho would have gave me his finisher. Koloff would have cannonballed me. I mean, we already had it. It was going to be fun. Coco Samoa looks like Jimmy Snuka.
Oh, that was what I thought when they showed him to begin with.
He really looks a lot like Jimmy Snuka. He's wrestling barefoot here.
I thought it might have been what was his name? He was in Body Slam with Roddy Piper. The Samoan Kid, maybe?
Oh, Tonga Kid.
Yeah, Tonga. No, Tonga Kid was Haku.
No, Tonga Kid was not Haku.
King Tonga was Haku. Okay.
Right. The Tonga Kid.
Yeah.
Tonga Kid ended up being in the Samoan SWAT team with Rikishi.
Yeah. Well, he also wasn't he with Haku and
or was Rikishi the Tonga Kid?
No, Rikishi was not the Tonga Kid. Most definitely not.
No,
and we have Kid. In the shocker of all shockers,
the Tonga Kid teamed with Haku.
Yeah, in the Islanders.
Yeah,
and Johnny Mantel goes over.
And he's also the father of Jacob Fatu.
That would make sense.
Yeah, he was half of the Samoan SWAT team. Managed by Buddy Roberts.
The Samoan SWAT team I know was managed by Paulie Dangerously.
He's got a great look, but he did not get the level of success. I mean, he was more like the Southern Territory. But I mean, he worked with the Wild Samoans when they were in the South. But he pretty much stayed Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas. He was he was your Southern Samoan.
Your Southern Samoan. From South Indonesia.
Next week, we have Bruiser Brody and Michael Hayes. But tonight we have the Freebird Terry Gordy. 285 pounds of romping, stomping graveyard destruction. 295 pounds of romping, stomping graveyard destruction. And jobber extraordinaire Ken Johnson, who I tried to do a Google. I tried to do a Google.
Nothing about him looks extraordinaire.
I tried to do a Google search on him, and the only Ken Johnson I got was the one that became Slick. And I can tell by looking at him that that's not the Doctor style Slick.
No, it's not.
This Ken Johnson is pasty white and out of sight.
And in 30 seconds, out of breath.
I mean, he got Dunlap disease. I'm going to go out on a limb.
He's wrestling Gordy now. Come on.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Ken Johnson is not going to win this match.
I'm surprised it's not over already.
I think Gordy's going to play with him a little bit and showcase his wrestling skill.
The one skill?
Gordy
wrestling skill.
Gordy started wrestling. He made his debut when he was Gordy made his debut when he was 13 years old.
Well, he was 6'3" and 300 pounds. I mean,
he was under a mask and he was called the Mighty Yankee.
Well, he does kind of look like Babe Ruth.
They put him under a mask at 13 years old. By 16, he was wrestling singles. And as much as he was over as a Freebird, he was even more over in Japan. Him and Dr. Death were the Miracle Violence connection. And Terry Gordy and Dr. Death were stars over there. Like they were like telling WCW, you can keep your tag belts and your money. We're going to Japan.
They got paid pretty well in Japan, though.
Terry Gordy's son spent some time in the WWE as Jesse and the team of Jesse and Festus.
Really? I would have thought that he'd have been more Festus-like.
Well, no. Doc Gallows is Festus.
Yeah, I was going to say Festus went on to the more successful career.
But Ray Gordy was Jesse. And Gordy's got a daughter, Miranda. She's doing her thing on the indies.
We love us some Miranda Gordy.
And she's really good. She's really good. There ain't no denying that that's Terry Gordy's daughter. That's for sure.
Ooh, no, not at all. looks just like him.
Sweetheart. I worked with her in Arkansas one time.
We had her in St. Louis with us for the Rumble one year. So for a time cue, we were at 25, 35, 36, 37. And this match has gone on way longer than it needed to.
Well, I got a feeling that Gordy's. I'm going to tell you what, the guy can sell, though. I made fun of Ken Johnson early, but the guy sells at.
I think Ken Johnson's going over here.
Boom! Oh, that punch looks so good. Speaking of good punches, man, I worked with Ryan Davidson this weekend against Bam Bam Malone. And Ryan Davidson, who, by the way, was in the first match I ever refereed 20 years ago, he come flying off that rope, and he does that Bam was laying down. He comes flying off that rope and just immediately goes to the mat with a punch to the head. But I mean, the way he hits the ropes and it just kind of with much force is what I'm trying to say. It was super freaking impressive. And Terry Gordy Terry Gordy. Dusty's birthmark distracted me.
I thought it was a third tit.
Anyway, and then that son of a gun pushed me in front of Bam when he was about to give him a claymore, and I took the claymore, and then my lights were out.
I know. You can go online and see. Your wife was nice enough to post a picture of it.
My wife told me that it was heard that when they were taking me out, I asked if I won.
You, in fact, did not win.
Look how Ken Johnson's selling that Oriental spike. He's gasping for air. Bronco's telling him not to. We missed Bronco's pin. Bronco did not get all the way down.
What?
Oh,
it's
Bronco's
not something we
making
even
him
have
count.
to highlight anymore. Down to a knee.
That was a screw up because he was supposed to put him out with the spike, and Gordy thought he'd won, and Bronco made him go down and cover him for a pin. Look at him, like he can't breathe. He's choking. This guy's selling the hell out of that Oriental spike. Now watch him when he gets on the ground. And now he's going to watch him. He's going to, he's convulsing. I may have made fun of Ken Johnson as being that we knew he was jobbing, but he sold. I mean, he worked hard for Terry Gordy.
Hey, Pondwater, I need you to carry this for just a second. I got a thing.
Go ahead. Shake it more than twice you're playing with it. All right. Kevin Von Erich's now explaining to Bill Mercer that Dave's hurt. He won't mention who did it to him because he doesn't want to give him any kind of publicity on television. And he's just kind of telling them that plenty of people stepped up on the team with Kerry against Devastation because David was supposed to be in this match. And Kevin said, nope, I got this. This is something that the Von Erich brothers need to take care of. And the only reason they're in this match is that they're wanting their pound of flesh. And I think it's going to be a long night for Mr. Ebony and the Mongol. Coming up. Unfortunately, the Von Erichs versus Devastation, we will not be able to see their entrances because of copyright infringement. They just already wait till the Von Erichs are in the ring so you can't hear. They either played Tom Sawyer or Stranglehold to get them down there that night. Since Kevin was filling in for David, they probably came out to Tom Sawyer. Devastation Incorporated is presenting the Mongol and Mr. Ebony. Mr. Ebony with an impressive physique.
Good thing Darren Staley's here because there, in fact, was a stranger at my house.
Oh. Somebody there that you didn't see?
Well, it was... Have I found Jesus?
No.
I informed them that he was not upstairs, but I had to get back to my...
Did you see how Kevin just used his arms?
That could not... All right, he just kicked the turnbuckle. That could not feel good.
But he used his arms and pulled up and then put his feet on the top ropes.
Yes, very strong.
And agile and nimble.
And flexible.
Very flexible.
Unlike Mr. Ebony or the Mongol. Neither one of them very flexible.
Look at Mr. Ebony, though. Mr. Ebony's got a hell of a build.
Yeah, Mr. Ebony just got to work on his outfit. Those pants ain't where it's at. Darren Staley, you have failed. Watching an Uber ad. Just let us know when it's done, and I'll count you to where we're at.
Oh. You know, the Mongols presented pretty good, but I swear the match results for the watch along that we're going to do at Christmas, for the Christmas 83 watch along, because we got 1,000 subscribers, y'all.
And we're going to be live. By the way, timestamp for Darren Staley 31:56, 57, 58.
But the match isn't on there. But in the results, it said that Mike Reed defeated the Mongol.
What?
Yeah, Mike Reed's had two. That would be two matches I've seen Mike Reed win this year.
Yeah.
Because I
Who
saw
was
in
it
the
he beat?
results that he beat Rock
Mike,
Riddle.
he beat Mike Bond, I thought.
No, Rock Riddle. We might have seen him wrestle Mike Bond, but the match with him and the Mongol are not on the any of those episodes from Reunion. So I was there, and I don't remember it.
Well, you had a little bit of the what is it? What is it they have in Texas? Lone Star, a little Lone Star beer that night.
I didn't. I mean, Christmas of '83. I was.
How old were you?
17.
Old enough in Texas. That's what they say.
Nah. It was actually 19 in Texas at that time.
I thought it was 18. You could get 3-2 beer.
No, we didn't have 3-2 beer. That's Oklahoma. It was 19 in Texas and then they raised it to 21 6 months before I turned 21.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. In Kentucky, it's been 21 as long as I've been alive. And I absolutely 100% waited until I was 14 years old before I
I got real drunk on Schlitz malt liquor and the little bottles, the little baby bull bottles.
Now, we drank Schlitz beer when I was in college, but that was because we were poor as shit and couldn't afford anything.
Me and my buddy Dale Walker got a case of those baby bulls, and we drank them one night at his house, and then we were still drunk when we went to school the next morning. For some reason, my mom had let me spend the night over at his house, and his mom wasn't there. I mean, we really pulled something off here, but we were walking down the halls at John B. Hood Middle School and singing Family Tradition.
Well, that takes it back to Darren Staley, whose first concert was Hank Williams Jr., as he told us earlier.
There you go. We were fucked up. And I didn't drink again. Until I was 18.
And how old was this when this happened?
I was in 8th grade.
Jesus, man.
So 14?
Yeah, 14.
Yes. Right. Yeah, I drank 16 of them because they're four. You got four 8-packs at a. Oh,
in 1925.
3 8-packs in a case, so I drank 12 of them. I drank a lot of them.
Pondwater drank his beer out of a barrel that was delivered by horse and buggy.
The second time I got drunk was on Jack Daniels and Sprite.
Yeah, Jack Daniels ain't for me.
Yeah. Me and Jack were tag team partners throughout the 80s, and he never tagged in.
I was no, can't do it. I'll drink Beam. So I love smooth whiskey. A little bit of Diet Coke with it.
I got my ass kicked because it's shooting my mouth off one night. Drunk on Jack, and I asked somebody, what the fuck you looking at? And my buddies and them calmed him down, made me buy him a drink, and we were all laughing and cutting up. And I just said, you're lucky that they pulled me off of you. I was about to whoop your ass. No, I was told that's what I said.
Interesting. Mountain Dew was first invented as a bourbon mixer and not a soda.
I don't think I've ever mixed Mountain Dew and bourbon.
I've mixed Diet Mountain Dew and vodka. That's a winning combination.
The girl I was dating put Sprite in the Jack Daniels. The only reason I tried it with Sprite. And I liked it with Sprite.
I'm going to tell you right now, undefeated. Wheatley's vodka and sugar-free ice, sweet tea. Undefeated. It's good with that too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday on Rebels Happy Hour, they were trying to get me to pour some vodka in one of these.
I'm telling you, vodka tea is popular now. And if you have the chance, they have It's hard to find them, but Sun Cruiser, it's
Kevin
a
Von
canned,
Erich with the stomach claw.
it's a canned tea, but it's not as sweet and syrupy as a lot of them. It's a pretty good taste. If you don't feel like mixing.
Kerry with the illegal tag because he already had his leg through the ropes when he made it. Double drop kick by the Von Erich brothers.
But Bronco doesn't care because he's not paying attention anyway.
Pulling this. Oh, look at the Mongol. Mongol came out of his corner.
Do you want to?
Kevin said,
let
"I'm
him,
just gonna go out there and whoop your ass."
Do you want to let him know who the Mongol would go on to be in WWF?
Cousin Luke.
No, that's the Bushwhacker.
Cousin.
What was it? Damn it. Cousin.
I thought he was Cousin Luke.
It's not Cousin Luke. Or Cousin Butch.
No, but he was one of the. He was one of the.
It was with Hillbilly Jim and Uncle Elmer and Cousin
Junior.
I think it's just Junior.
Is it Junior?
I think it's just Junior.
Oh.
I like Darren Staley said Cousin It. He looks
at
like
ringside. At ringside with Devastation Incorporated, we have Skandar Akbar, who was born Jimmy Webber on May 29th of 1934 in New Orleans, Louisiana. He is of Lebanese American descent. He started wrestling in the 50s and 60s as Skandar Akbar. In the late 60s, he became a manager. And he has managed a who's who of wrestlers. He had the Mongolian Stomper, the Wild Samoans. And then for Devastation Incorporated, he had Bundy, Kabuki, the Super D's, the Mongol, Kamala, the Missing Link. He had Terry Gordy. Terry Gordy was briefly managed by Skandar Akbar. And Kevin Von Erich would be managed by Skandar Akbar, but Akbar turned on him.
Oh, I was like, when did this happen?
But no, late, but towards the very end after Kevin had got world class back from the USWA.
I'm gonna have Kerry's ass hanging out here in just a second. The girls are going wild.
Mr. Ebony's working that bear hug. Darren Staley said there was just a junior and Cousin Luke. So one of the hillbillies was Cousin Luke, Darren?
I ain't buying that.
There was Uncle Elmer.
Uncle Elmer Jr. and Hillbilly Jim.
Luke.
There was no Cousin Luke. Cousin Luke was in the Bushwhackers with Cousin Butch.
They weren't cousins.
Darren Staley dated Kerry Von Erich
Whoa.
for a while in the 90s.
This match has gone on for quite a while. They were really.
What is the main event? It should.
They're both working that bear hug
back
on Kerry. But Kerry's selling the bear hug. The bear hug is a good move if you got somebody, if you can sell that you're giving it, and you got somebody that'll sell that they're taking it. The bear hug could still work today. Man, I love Skandar Akbar. He was such a good man. I worked a show one time in Garland, Texas, where the promoter ran out with the money. Akbar called him Mark the Mark. Akbar was the only one on the show got paid because he got paid up front. But sitting in that locker room listening to Akbar tell stories for 3 hours, I mean, that little $10, $20 I was going to get wasn't nothing compared to what I got to listen to the stories from Akbar.
Well, I actually, X-Pac actually tipped us whenever we were done with him.
Did he
First,
really?
yeah, tipped us a Franklin,
Nice.
which was nice because it paid for our dinner.
That's classy, man.
If he'd have tipped us 4 more of them, it'd have probably paid for our booze for the night.
Now we got both Von Erich brothers. I got some things I'm going to point out about Kevin. Like, oh, Kevin with the claw, Mr. Ebony, but it's in the corner, so Bronco's going to order the break. There's going to be some stuff that's going to go down, and Kevin, I'm going to point it out what Kevin's doing, because I think Kevin gets a little annoyed with his brother.
Well, his brother is probably altered in some fashion, because I can tell you the way he bounced off the ropes earlier.
Oh. After seeing the picture, Scott offered Petite the role of Cousin Luke, a member of the Hillbilly family led by Hillbilly Jim. He joined the other Hillbillies in their feud with Roddy Piper, Bob Orton Jr., and Jesse Ventura. I will accept your apology now.
Keep waiting.
Look, we're going to do a double drop kick again, and the Mongol over the top rope, but it was not a disqualification because it was his momentum.
They didn't throw him. Yep.
Kerry with the body slam. Kevin's fixing to nice flying body press. Bronco down on one knee to make the count. Does not make Kerry get out of the ring before he counts it. They're your winners, the Von Erich brothers. The Mongol's kind of got his ass on his shoulders about it.
All right, so
now he wants to argue with. Oh, he's trying to get Bronco to reverse it because he went over the top rope. Now Akbar's up. Look at this flying body press. Kevin gets up. Man, it looked good. High flying Kevin Von Erich.
Billy, good news for you. There's only 2 minutes left in this show. We will get you out of here for the start of Raw, because we have 7 minutes before Raw goes on.
Now, Kevin's telling Kerry, get him in the corner. We're going to throw him into each other. And Kerry's poontanging around with the Mongol. So watch him. He goes over and knocks the shit out of the Mongol. Tells Kerry, get your ass over and throw him to me. Boom! But he comes flying over and knocks shit out of Mongol and said, listen to me. And I meant to push earlier in the night. Chris Adams slipped off the top rope, caught his leg, and went to the mat. And I'm wondering if that was. It didn't look like it was planned. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right, we are back now ringside with Bill Mercer.
Larry Neil King Jr. was an American professional wrestler. He's best known for his appearance in the WWF from 85 to 86 under the ring name Cousin Jr. I said, good day, sir. Look at him taking a victory lap when I was right. He had my back, and he just like, get back here, because he's taking a victory lap.
All right. Well, that winds the show up.
Executive producer Mickey Grant, Keith Mitchell, Dan Bynum.
Been in the business forever and a day. And good thing the dogs are just now showing up as we wrap this show up.
Well, I want to remind everybody to join the fun at www.patreon.com/Ram Network for just $1 a month for lots of great wrestling content and more. We did NFL draft coverage, but me and Timmy have been doing World Class Flashback. We've watched all of 1983. We have Hard Times and Beyond, where Anthony Pyrus and Dollar Dave are watching Crockett.
Era's the new generation that covers WWF from 93 to 90 or to the Attitude Era.
Ringside Rewind with from CWA. Me and Dave are watching 1988 Memphis. There's so much going on the Ram Network for just the low price of $1. This is what we do.
$1 hair.
And I don't want to blow my own horn, but toot toot. World Class Flashback seems to be the belle of the ball over on the Ram Network. So we hope you like what we're doing over here. We hope you joined us tonight and watched along for some 1983, which everybody knows is my favorite year of professional wrestling.
Of course. I was 4.
But
Pondwater was 24.
It's 4 minutes till Raw starts, so we're going to get out of here.
All right. So with that, we'll wrap it up. You can join us for World Class Flashback right here.
Exclusively on the Ram Network.
And this channel.
Yeah, 2 shows, 1 cup. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
QR code.
You might be the 1100th subscriber.
Right here. QR code. Go to that.
We hit
All right,
1,000.
thanks, guys.
We hit 1,000 subscribers. We're about to hit 1,100. It's onward and upward.
Correct. Thanks a lot, guys.